Hello, everyone. My name is Hamid Al Mohammed. I'm the Chief Data Scientist and Executive Director with Radiant Earth Foundation. And it's my pleasure on behalf of our team, the Makerere University team, and the GIZ Fair Forward program to welcome you all to this virtual Training of Trainers Bootcamp. We are excited to run this for the next 2 weeks, get to know all of you, and have an exciting workshop. We have about 40 participants, and with all the members of the teams, the lecturers, we are going to have an exciting time the next 2 weeks. I will go first over some logistics and welcome message with the logistics of the bootcamp, and then I will invite our colleagues from the GIZ Fair Forward program to give a welcoming address. First, because this is a virtual meeting, so let's go over some of the kind of best practices with the virtual meeting. I think most of us are now used to this after about 1.5 years of the pandemic, but please keep your mic muted at all times unless you're either presenting or you're asking a question. Also, if there's any question during the lectures that you want to ask the presenter, put it in the chat box. And if it is really like urgent question and you want to ask it right away, feel free to use the raise hand button to raise your hand, and then the speaker or one of the co-hosts will give you the floor to ask the question. About the meeting logistics, so all of the lectures, all of the office hours and the social hours that you have seen in the agenda, and I will share again later in a couple of minutes, will happen at the same Zoom meeting. So we are not changing the Zoom meeting. In that sense, you can use the same link to join the meeting every day. During the breaks that we have between the 2 lectures, if possible, we recommend you don't leave the meeting. You can definitely mute and turn off your video if you have them on. But if you go out, you come back, we need to admit you through the waiting room. It's just easier on the logistics side. But if you need to leave, that's fine too. It's just a recommendation, basically. And make sure, I think we have put this multiple locations, but you have your full name on your Zoom session. So when you come through the waiting room, we can easily identify you with the participants list and let you into the room. All these lectures are being recorded and will be shared as a public content after the bootcamp. I mean, both with you and also the members of the public. It will be a kind of an online course for others who want to go through it on their own. And as you have received the invite for the Slack channel, you can use that for kind of asynchronous conversations and connecting with each other throughout the week and also after the bootcamp. If there are specific questions for the lecture, I would recommend using the chat in the Zoom. That's probably more handy, but any other things and any other time during the week, feel free to use the Slack for connecting with us or other members of the bootcamp. Bootcamp agenda on a kind of overview level. As you have seen, we have 2 lectures on most of the days. So we have 6 days. The first 5 days, we have 2 blocks of lectures with a break in between. The last day, we only have 1 lecture, and after that, a social hour. Every day, we have a office hour, which is like half an hour based on the content of the day or any other questions related to the topics that you have and you want to talk to either of us or the lecturers. Join the office hours and definitely feel free to ask any questions. And we would encourage you to bring your questions, actually. It would be good to get to know you better and see other things that you're working on related to these topics. And today, and as well as Thursday of this week, the 3rd day of the bootcamp, we are going to have a social hour at the end of the lectures and office hours. That's literally an hour to get to know each other better, hang out virtually as much as we can. And please join all of those sessions. You're definitely required to attend all of the lectures as the requirement of the bootcamp, but social hours, we would really encourage you to join as much as possible. And the agenda, we will put the link again in the chat, but it was in the spreadsheet that you have received from my colleague Luisa in the email. And we have tried to put all the time zones as much as possible with multiple locations that we have participants from. So if there's any questions on these, feel free to ask as well. Bootcamp materials, it will be, and it is now, on a GitHub repository. Again, we will put the link into the chat, but you will see folders for each lectures, and they're gonna be kind of updated throughout the week as well. But for the ones that, for example, are today, they are final now, and you can see the content there. If there is any like tutorial or Jupyter Notebook, you will see their slides. We will try to upload them as much as possible before the lecture hour, but if not, definitely after that, the slides will be up there. As you have seen, the objectives really for the next 2 weeks is establishing a baseline understanding of Earth observation and machine learning for the participants. So many of you who kind of applied to the bootcamp went through the exercise, as a Python programming exercise, and you have answered questions about your experience and knowledge with machine learning, with remote sensing and geospatial data. And we know there's some variability between how much people are familiar with Earth observation and machine learning, but we will try to cover the basics, particularly in the first 2 days, to make sure we are all on the same level of how much we know about the Earth observation and the geospatial side, and how much we know about the machine learning side. We will also cover generally how to access Earth observation data and how to process and analyze them. What are these definitions of different things in these data sets, and how you can use them for machine learning applications. In the second block of the bootcamp, I would say we will primarily focus on some use cases. And I should mention that we have a lot of guest speakers from various organizations who will join us and present on those use cases. And you will hear about them, from crop type classification to window speed estimation and others. And last but not least, because this is a training of trainers program, and you're gonna go out after the bootcamp and train others, we will have a lecture on Friday of the second week to basically talk about how to be a successful trainer, how you should go after training others. It is not just about the content, there's definitely other aspects you should keep in mind to do that. So with that, and without further ado, I would like to invite our colleagues from the Fair Forward program, Balthas Seibold, who is the co-lead of the Fair Forward, GIZ Fair Forward program, and Ivan Makibi, who is a technical advisor to the program. Floor is yours, Balthas.
Thank you so much, Ahmed, and hi to everyone. I'm really excited that we have the opportunity to be part of this very cool endeavor, and that it's finally happening now, because we had been in the planning mode, I guess, for several months now. And so I would really like to start also by thanking again our friends from Radiant Earth Foundation, and also from Makerere University, and all the others who have put together this, I think, very ambitious program, which of course we are having under difficult circumstances, which is the online format. It would really be nicer if we could all sit in some room together somewhere. So I hope that you still feel after these days as having been sitting in one room, and more important, having been sitting together as one community. Thanks for the intro also, and I will be very brief and just say like a couple of words, and then handing to Ivan also, like what or who is this Fair Forward that you have heard about now. So Fair Forward, Artificial Intelligence for All, is a program of German Development Corporation, and basically this is implemented by GIZ, so that's German Technical Corporation, on behalf of the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. And I think that already in the name of the ministry you have it all, which is economic cooperation and development, and that's what we are all about. So we strive to see how can artificial intelligence contribute to both these things. And so we found out that really in many places all over the world there's exciting people doing exciting things. But very often what's missing are like more open or more inclusive, and sometimes also more unbiased approaches to artificial intelligence on the international level. And that's why we're very glad to be working on these issues together with a number of partners, and a number also of partner countries, which is Ghana, Rwanda, South Africa, Uganda, and India, but also on the global level. And so I think if you want to know more about the program, I'll also give you the link to the website, and really feel free to get back to Ivan or me if you want to know more about that. I think what's more exciting is to say, like, why are we so happy to be part of this? Basically, when I looked at the description of this week, you have also that you will be looking into a crop type classification or wind speed estimation or other use cases. And of course, ultimately, this is what we find really interesting also in the breakout group. I just had Claire mention some work at Makerere on cassava and crop maps. And if we think about all of this, these are really huge opportunities to concretely make a difference also in the lives of people who, for instance, live from cassava. And so ultimately, we really try to see how we can use this technology basically to make a difference in people's lives. And so I would really see us now as a group, also as like-minded people in this. And that's why I'm very happy to see this networking happening on this Pan-African level here already. So thanks again for you being here, being part of that journey. Thanks very much for everyone who has been really busy to getting this organized, and what you can perhaps get out of it and why we need you. For that, I would really try and hand over to the one who can tell you much better than me, and that's Ivan Mukibi, who is our Chief Technical Advisor on AI in Uganda, and to whom I pass over. So I'm also part of the team of Fair Forward. And Ivan, I hope you can hear me, and I hope I can hand over to you now. The floors would be yours.
Hello. Thank you, Baltes. I think I'll just talk because I think my camera seems to have issues. Well, my name is Ivan, and it's my privilege and pleasure on behalf of Fair Forward and the rest of the organizers to welcome you here today. We are delighted to have you with us to our bootcamp. Now, the goal of the bootcamp is basically to contribute towards the developing of a community of trainers for geospatial machine learning in Africa, and majorly to increase awareness of Earth observation and machine learning applications in order to support global development in Africa and the rest of the world. Now, we are also hoping to have built a network of local developers and trainers who will expand the ecosystem of African Earth observation practitioners in the future. And we also hope to facilitate networking among Earth observation experts in Africa and internationally, so that all of us can collaborate on solutions for societal needs. And with that, we highly encourage all participants to interact with each other in the coming 2 weeks so that this can be cemented. Now, we believe that in the community spirit of machine learning for Earth observation, we can grow this community for the better of machine learning for Earth observation in order that we can have sustainable development. So with this, we hope that in the 2-week sessions, we'll jointly collaborate with each other. And after we are done, we hope that the knowledge that will be gained in these sessions will be passed on towards the building of this community. And lastly, as the heading of the bootcamp, as the title of the bootcamp says, training of trainers, to ensure that we have sustainability, we know that all the participants will be required to at least train 5 other individuals within their communities. And we hope that whoever participates will choose 5 people with the most likelihood of transferring knowledge. And we shouldn't just select 5 other participants who are most likely not going to pass on this knowledge to others. We hope that the 5 other participants that will be selected to pass on the training would be scrutinized with the essence of them passing the knowledge to others, so that this community becomes sustainable and it continues to grow beyond the 2-week session that we have. And with that, I'd pass on to Mr. Ahmed from Rwanda.